So welcome everyone. Today we will be talking about breath work. This is something uh, we did go through it uh, some time back last year, and there are some uh, you can say couple of points. We'll go a little deeper, and also with respect to any high altitude tracking, this becomes very critical. So we'll be taking with respect to that as well. When you go for any of the places, of course, Kailash is a high altitude, but even otherwise, if you are going places where there are less oxygen, this becomes really helpful. Like even if you go to Leh Ladakh in India, that region, uh, I know the oxygen is the percentage is less. Sometimes people go to say, Amarnath or other places which is not that high in terms of altitude. Depending on your health, sometimes you may feel difference. But the primary purpose of this is still that in our day-to-day life, what it can do. And those are the two elements we will see side by side. It's not like if I'm going for tracking, hiking, or any such thing. But my daily, your own sadhana, what we can do, where it has a link with your, you can say the soul plan, or you can say your past karmas. So that will be the key element to keep it in mind. It will also bring forward that why before meditation, I highly recommend, right, at least even if you are doing half an hour, then spend at least 3 minutes for breathing before getting into, so that it prepares you. So when we talk about breath work, what are we talking about? So it's referring to any kind of breathing techniques, or you can say that other than your normal breathing, when you are purposely changing your breath, the way you inhale, the way you exhale, in some cases, holding as well, that becomes your breath work. Now, people, often, when we talk about uh, breath work, you will hear people talking about breath work, especially as a part of their sadhana. Doesn't matter whether they are working on some mental clarity, physical improvement, or spiritual well-being, whichever way they have this connection. A lot of time you will hear the breath work, and sometime nowadays I can say that even the people who are the gym goers, uh, or heavy weightlifting and all those kind of things, they are very well, they are aware of the value of breathing, because it is never just a physical thing. It has a deep linkage with the breathing. Athletes, their success is not just physical, that I do, exercise, build my muscles, and I can win the race. Breathing is a very integral part of that. So what happens is you are aware, you are focused, and with awareness, with your focus, you impact your physical performance by working on your breathing technique. Or another way, you can say just physical strength alone cannot get you uh, to that level where physical and breath work combination can get you. That's the whole point, that it really enhances your sadhana, it enhances your capabilities day to day. Nothing, to do with your just meditation or otherwise. Your focus, your capabilities in terms of the ideas clicking, efficiency improving, you're not tired the whole day and you're performing better. So just day to day life, you will see a very positive impact, and you will see, wow, okay, it is impacting me. I'm much calmer person. I'm much more efficient. What people are taking hours to do, I'm taking only, say half an hour to do. Things like those you will start observing. Of course, there are many forms. There are different kind of breath work. Really, is a huge, big list. So today we will be only talking about one of the simplest one, and it's called Nadi Shodana. And the reason we will talk about this because this is one of the most forgiving. That means if you have any underlying health condition, no worries. This can really get you to that benefit zone of a breathing technique without having any side effect. So this is a very simple yet very powerful breathing technique. And Nadi Shodhana, because the name itself suggests, Nadis is basically like we call, there are Ida and Pinglas, 72,000 means 72,000 nadis in our body. Chinese, they call it meridian. Same thing, it is energy flow path. So it's not physical, it's, like we say in the cloud, right? It's invisible. You cannot see them, but they are energy path. And that's what Nadi is all about. Shodhana is purification. So where the energy is flowing in our body, right, left side, right side, we just call Ida and Pingla. So the energy flows, and that's a reflection of our health. If there is a blockage, it will cause us discomfort, illness, disease, all those things. So by doing this, you are keeping the energy flowing, means removing the blockages. Either you will be healthy, means not allowing blockages to appear, to take place, or if there are blockages, it will clear them out. And that's how you stay healthy. So this becomes breathing technique, or what we call pranayam. What is pranayam means, like we understood what Nadi Shodhana means, so which is a particular pranayam. Pranayam is a big umbrella. What is pranayam? Prana is your energy, life force, right? And you can refer it to as oxygen, but this is your vital energy. It is much more than just the oxygen, because prana is your really the vital energy which is keeping us alive. Till the time we are alive, that's our prana. And ayam is control or regulation. So what are we doing with pranayam? We are regulating our life force or the energy. The control word is a little tricky, so that's why I stress more on regulate or regulation, because control seems we can control, like, the power, the authority. So, I mean, life force is supreme. How can we control? So that's why it's better to understand with the word regulate. However, uh, like it becomes a language issue, then some people think, okay, I'm controlling my vital energy by doing pranayam, which is correct. But again, the more precise understanding could be taking in terms of regulation. So with this, you are influencing the energy flow in your body. So it is very scientific. It is not something out of textbook. What it does is it purifies, it energizes you, it calms you down, it relaxes you. And with this, you are able to focus more, take quick decision, make some right decision, and you stay calm in any situation. So imagine if you have all this, that means you will be avoiding getting into stress, anxiety, depression, all those kind of mental or physical health issues, psychosomatic, all those kind of things. Because prana is the one which is impacting everything, because that's your life force. So your mental and physical condition, your health, your status of mind and body depends on this prana. The cleaner it is, there is no blockage, it's blockage free, means it's a reflection of healthy condition. So what happens is when the prana is, you can say, functioning optimally. Functioning optimally means it is at the good level in terms of the intensity, the energy part, and also the flow is optimum. That means no blockages. And this was known by our masters, our yogis, our all the gurus in the past, thousands of years ago. And that's how they have described in detail how to do and don'ts of these pranayama. Because you can only imagine if something can impact prana, our vital life force, so by doing it incorrectly can really also create some issues for us. So that's why it is important learn these practices, these advanced techniques. Actually, it seems very simple. Do this, do that. Just how to inhale and exhale was the big deal. But actually, the impact is huge. So what it is doing is that it is impacting your whole respiratory system, which is the very basic one, and then it impacts all the organs, all the systems in your body. So what happens is once your respiration is good, the whole this oxygen flow or life flow becomes good. And when you are inhaling, what are we doing? The inhalation is basically taking a lot of oxygen in your body. It is also known as puraka. Then what happens unknowingly or without any focus also, you can breathe. I mean, you don't need any degree for that. Everybody can breathe, and we do, right? Even animals breathe. But when you are conscious, yet, when you can be aware of this rhythmic process, then it can really enhance it, and we'll see how it does that. So it will improve your consciousness, it will improve your overall energy. And consciousness is nothing but your frequency, the vibration at which you are operating daily. And as we improve that frequency, it really takes us to the higher consciousness. So you see that when we are talking about inhalation, it is connected to sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system, which is basically making you active. When you wake up in the morning, you have to do something. You have to go to work. You have to, whether it doesn't matter your business or job or whatever, the action starts. And what is exhalation? Exhalation is also called as rechaka. So again, this is in Hindi. So whether purka, rechaka, inhalation, exhalation, whichever way we put it. Now, what it is doing, rechaka or exhalation, is that now you are letting go a lot of toxins from your body, impurities from your body. So along with it's not just oxygen or air flow or just, yes, I'm breathing in and out. There's a lot happening in the background. So oxygen moving in, which is your source of your life. And then when you're exhaling, it's carbon dioxide. It's a lot of toxins from the body, which is being exhaled. And this is one of the reason. One of the reason I say because it is natural. You don't have to do it. Exhalation is longer than inhalation because it takes, body gives itself more time to pump out as much carbon dioxide as possible. You can only imagine that, it's coming from all over the body and then it is being pumped out. When you breathe normally, your inhalation, exhalation, usually, if you're not doing any pranayam, yoga, meditation, anything, it may be about second and a half, maybe 2 seconds inhalation and 2 second exhalation. So in a minute, a normal person does 13 to 15 times or cycles, we call it, means inhalation, exhalation as a one cycle. So within 2 seconds, it's difficult to feel it, to observe it. But as you start working on it, as you do your sadhana, you start breathing slowly, then you see the difference that, hey, I'm inhaling, say, for example, 3 seconds, but I'm exhaling for, say, 4 seconds, right? Then you may see that, oh, I'm inhaling in 6 seconds, I'm exhaling for 8 or 9 seconds. The bigger it becomes, the difference is clearly visible. So exhalation is connected to your parasympathetic nervous system. So you see between these two, they have connection with sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So with each breath, You are touching your sympathetic, which is action, parasympathetic, which is relaxation. So with every breath, the body is kind of balancing. It's taking the life force in and it is pumping the toxins or impurities out. It is kind of working with the action, it is also working with the relaxation. And if this balance is maintained, you will be free from the stress and all those kind of things. Now, very important thing, and we would stress and go a little deeper here, is what is chest breathing or belly breathing. Sometimes people don't even know, they are not aware that am I breathing from my chest or belly? Because, hey, breathing is breathing. I mean, what's the big difference? But there is a huge impact on our physical and mental and emotional state, depending on what type of breathing we do. Why? Because the greatest amount of blood flow occurs in the lower lobes of the lungs. So lungs can be divided uh, biologically or to understand into three lobes, right? The top, middle, and the lower one. So the greatest amount, if it is going on the lower section, so what happens when you do chest breathing? Chest breathing is only going to the upper section. So you are thinking I'm breathing, what's wrong in it? Well, if it is chest breathing, you are only going to the upper region. You are missing out the greatest amount of blood flow. So what will happen? Absorption of oxygen, which is happening, is very inefficient. Why? Because where the maximum blood flow is, we are not going there. So it's like you're always traveling through inner roads. You are never going to the highway. You will reach your destination. It will take much longer. Why do we do chest breathing? Again, there are multiple reasons. It could be that why you ended up in that, but one common thing is, after it could be a trauma, it could be some incident or accident in life, especially if it is a, say, example, you are driving and you have any kind of impact, and we are wearing seat belts. It certainly saves us, but it does impact your chest area. And as a shock, as a result of that accident or whatever, sometimes the body switches to chest breathing. And if we are aware, you would notice. If you are not, you may totally ignore it. So what will happen? The breathing will be very shallow. That means in, out, in, out, in, out. So it is not reaching the middle and the lower lobe of the lung. It's just getting it to the top and out, top part of the lung and out. So lung is not able to absorb all that oxygen. Lung is not able to give back all the carbon dioxide and other thing, toxins or impurities back. So if we are not exchanging that, what will happen? Your energy is not coming in, impurity is not going out. It will result in your health. That's why it is fast. That means it is not efficient. It is very shallow. And then what will happen? That it will keep you because it has come most probably as a result of some shock, some stress. So it will keep you in the stress mode. Why? Because you stay in the fight or flight mode, which is, we know, is a stress related thing. You stay with hormones like adrenal, cortisol, which is again stress related. So what will happen? That it is draining you, is draining your energy. And then you may wonder that I'm eating good, I'm doing all the right thing. Why I'm always feeling sleepy, tired, lethargic? Because you don't know that you have switched from belly to chest breathing. You are not taking your oxygen all the way deep inside your lung, and you are just going like this, fluttering. A fluttering not when we do intentionally as a part of breathing technique, but fluttering means my normal breathing is just in, out, in, out, in, out. So you stay in stress, anxiety mode. When you are in stress and anxiety mode, we all know that as the intensity increases, you can get into depression, and then all kind of medicines you have to take, and those medicines have a lot of side effects, and it becomes like a snowball effect against you, and you go from one health condition to the other. Now, what is the normal? What is the expected? What is the usual breathing way is our belly breathing. Humans, we are belly breathers. So what happens and how does it work? See, there is a something called diaphragm. Diaphragm, which is basically just above the stomach. So you have your stomach, just above it, there is a diaphragm. Yeah, it's just a muscle kind of thing you can understand. And what it is doing is it is really helping the lungs to either expand or collapse, expand and collapse. So what happens is as the diaphragm pulls down on the lungs, it creates negative pressure. So what will happen? The result is the air flowing into your lung. And as it goes up, now it is pushing it up. And with positive pressure, it is pumping the, you can say, air out, which is your breath. So with it movements of up and down, up and down, up and down, it is either bringing the air in your lungs or pushing it out. That's belly breathing. This is the most efficient because what it will do is it will bring oxygen or your breath all the way in. That means you're reaching the at least the middle and if possible the lower lobe of the lungs. So what will happen now? Where the greatest flow of blood is, the oxygen exchange will be efficient. The carbon dioxide which the blood wants to give it back, throw it away, will be efficient. So all of a sudden you will say, wait a minute, what happened? My breathing improved or my something changed? The moment you come to belly breathing, if you are not, if you are doing the chest breathing, you will feel that, yes, I am breathing deep, not shallow. That means you are not going fast breathing. You are slow. You can feel that you are calmer person. You are going away from the stress. Diaphragm is doing the work. And then you will see, rather than my energy get drained, you have calming energy, you have a lot of energy in the day that you can do your day-to-day work and no more as a stress or anxiety. Now you are relaxed. The people around you will feel the change, that you are no more, anxious or, depressed person. Now you are full of life. What happened here? Just switched from chest to belly breathing. So what will happen is, rather than having, shoulder issues, chest issues, neck muscles, which is doing a lot of work when you do for chest breathing. So you will feel you are relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed, your neck. Otherwise, they are involved in this process. So when you do chest breathing, not only you will see the impact on your neck, shoulders, and all this area, because it's shallow, doing all the work, you will see the impact on your body and mind when you're trying to do meditation or anything and you say, hey, I cannot focus, I cannot concentrate, because one of the option or reason could be you don't know you are chest breathing. And again, you are in sympathetic nervous system, always active, always trying. So it's like, you are always keeping your car on even in the night. So you are wearing it off. You are stressing your body. How do you know if you are breathing from chest or belly? One simple thing, just put your hand. Put your hand on the chest, put your hand on the breathing. Or just lie down flat and keep a small, that tissue box kind of thing on your chest, and because it's very light. You will see the movement. If you cannot feel it, just try with the small tissue box. And then what will happen is you will see either the chest is going up and then move it to the belly. So one or the other you will see is moving up and down as you breathe in. And then you will know whether you breathe from the chest or the belly. Especially if you have gone through any road accident, any kind of trauma or this, is worth checking because you won't know. Body does it automatically. And you stay in stress without knowing it. But the moment you know, now you are aware that I'm chest breather or I'm a belly breather. So what will happen is that you know that, okay, the moment it becomes aware that I'm a chest breather, now you know you have to switch. And how do you switch? The good news is just awareness switches helps you in switching from chest to belly. Because the shock, the impact, whatever you have gone through created that situation. So what will happen? The moment you are aware, you start focusing, you are giving command. Why? Because it is happening through autonomic nervous system. It's happening you're not doing intentionally minute by minute, hour by hour. It's just automatic. So now you are informing, commanding, instructing your ANS or autonomic nervous system that, hey, you switched because of an impact or whatever as a protection mode because body was protecting you. For that short duration, you needed action because of the stress, because of the trauma, because of accident, whatever. So body says, get ready. You need to do something. Run away, fight, whatever the situation is. But now that accident is gone, incident is gone, trauma is gone, I want to come back. But now you need to switch. Just awareness, doing this Nadi Shodana Pranayam brings you out from chest to belly breathing. And this is the key thing. So what happens is the sympathetic nervous system, which is making you active, is kind of keeping you in the drive mode. But then parallelly, you need relaxation mode also. So what happens? The body has a beautiful mechanism. Body switches from one nostril to the other without you commanding, without you doing or saying anything. The average is 90 minutes. For some people, it could be 1 hour. For some people, it could be 4 hours. So 90 minutes doesn't mean for everyone, dot at 90 minutes, the body will switch. It could be 1 to 4 hours. However, body will switch. This is given. So how can you find? Just feel which nostril is more active. You will see that one nostril, when you feel your breath, you will see, yeah, one side there is hardly any, and one side I can feel it. So you can observe, do small experiment, and say, okay, at this time, now it has switched. Check every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And then you will know that, okay, now it has switched. And then you keep checking every 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then you see when it switched back. So you will know what is your cycle. Why it does that? Because what's happening internally is one nostril is dominant. Left side is the Chandra Nadi or the cooling side. The right side is the active or Surya Nadi. So parasympathetic, when we talk about left, the right side is sympathetic, action. So imagine if the whole day you are in action mode, the body will get tired or it will get worn out, burn out. So the body naturally keeps switching one side to the other. It has its own mechanism. You don't have to command, you don't have to do anything. So when your left nostril is dominant, you are calmer. When the right nostril is dominant, means maximum flow is happening from the right, you are more active. So when you get up in the morning, you have to go to work, you want the right side. But when in the evening, you do want the left side. Okay. So this is the balance we are talking. So what happens here is important thing to understand that this balance happens automatically. You don't have to give command. You don't have to do anything. So important factors because of which it is happening is whether you are lying down, whether you are sitting, right? Your posture. If you are sick, it can impact your cycle. If you're, highly stressed versus highly relaxed, it can impact your cycle. So there are factors which can impact whether your cycle will be 90 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or four, or whatever that is, right? So once you understand, then you can monitor. You can monitor what is my cycle and where am I going. And you can, without going to any doctor, without getting any scan, you will get your health check. Am I coming towards relaxation? Am I going away from it? What's happening, depending on which nostril and how it is happening. Now, how it does is basically once, because nose is just basically, you can take them as muscles. So what are they doing? Either they're swelling or they are shrinking. So when they swell, what will happen? If one side is, imagine, swell, that means less space left for the air or the breath to go in. So what will happen? Less on that side. The other side where it has shrunk, what will happen? The more space in that passage. So more air will go. But after the cycle is switched, this side which was shrunk, the muscle will swell. So they are kind of blocking the path. The other side which had swell will shrink. So now the switch. So it's like you have one working, one standby mode. So one unit is working, the other one is relaxing. So one unit works for 1 hour or 90 minutes or 2 hours, whatever. The other side is relaxing at that time. Then they switch. So muscles get time to relax in a day. This is the natural mechanism. Nothing wrong. All what is important is you to be aware what is your cycle. Now, you may have heard about Hatha Yoga, right? What is Hatha Yoga? Hatha Yoga, it's important here because Hatha Yoga is basically uh, a yoga which combines all the thing. It's not separate from meditation or, breathing and all those things. It is preparing you. So it prepares the body, it prepares your breathing, it prepares your mind. So what will happen is your energies will be aligned. What is Hatha? Where it is coming from? The name. It's a complete system, but Ha is representation of sun, which is representation of right nostril. And the Tha part is coming from the left side, your moon, Chandranadi, which is the relaxation, the cooling energy. So sun, heat, action is Ha, or moon, cooling is Tha. That's what Hatha is coming from. So what will happen is if you hear people are saying Hatha Yoga. So Hatha Yoga means the yoga which is impacting your energy. It is bringing the balance. The purpose of these two is basically balance. And once the balance is achieved, what will happen? Uh, you will have, of course, good health. You will have calmness because now your body is not in the overdrive mode. So all the things that you expect in ideal situation, the relaxation, fun, your feeling of oneness, feeling of gratitude, everything will now start coming because you are relaxed. Because when you are stressed, you will have very difficult time in getting into the gratitude mode, oneness mode, because you are stressed. You're fighting with your own internal fight, which is causing this stress or trauma, whatever that may be. So if someone is talking about Hatha Yoga, it's not just talking about asanas. Asanas is a part of it, right? It is more to relax. It is not just stretching, but basically bringing you in that balance. Then comes pranayam, and hence what we are talking breath work, pranayam, it becomes part of Hatha Yoga. What it does, again, Ida and Pingla nadis, which is your Surya and Chandra, or the action, which is, the Pingla, and calming, which is Ida, again, balancing, right? That's what is happening. So alternate nostril breathing, it really helps in this balancing act. When you do the diaphragm breathing, it automatically helps you in this, right? So even if someone says, I cannot do meditation, I cannot do pranayam, at least be aware and focus on diaphragm breathing. Then a lot of other thing comes in Hatha Yoga, which is bandhas, energy locks. This is something you should learn from a guru and then only. Don't try by YouTube videos and all. Mudras are included in this, and mudras you can try, the simple or the most usual one. And that certainly, the chin mudra is a very common one. That's something we do in yoga or meditation. And then the cleansing process are also part of it. Detox or the shatkarmas, call it. So with this, what happens is you can cleanse your nasal passage, cleanse your digestive tract, and then comes the concentration, dharana, dhyana. Dhyana is meditation, which is part of hatha yoga. And then basically you get all this benefit of energy balance and all. So if any time is someone says, oh, pranayam is equivalent to hatha yoga or hatha yoga is pranayam, it's a part of it. That's all what you have to remember. Pranayam is a part of hatha yoga. Hatha yoga, even if you're talking about asana, that is a part of it. It's a big umbrella. So for us, talking about specifically on breathing, breath work, first thing is that yes, we will be using some of it. So first, the asanas. Asanas doesn't mean I will do all asanas. Asanas means for our case, how will I sit? What will be my posture? If I'm doing Anulom-Vilom, how should I sit? Can I lie down? Only if you are sick, you cannot sit. Yes, in meditation, I'm talking about. People say, yes, you can meditate while lying down, but otherwise, it's always sitting, right? Your spine should be erect. This is comfortable and for the process, for the energy flow. So for Anulom Vilom, how will I sit? Do I have to learn first Padmasana? Padmasana has a lot of benefits, but it also requires flexibility. So if someone not very young, because young kids and all, yes, they can easily sit, they are flexible. But as we age, the body becomes stiff. So you don't have to reach Padmasana and then only you think you can do it. If you can go in Ardha Padmasana, very good. If you cannot even go, just sit in Sukhasana. Sukhasana is nothing but you are folded both the legs and you are not taking one on top of the other. So when you're not taking one on top of the other, which is Padmasana, it's much easier, just like you sit any day. So you will have no difficulty sitting in Sukhasana. That's why it's called Sukhasana. But if you can at least go halfway, which is Ardha Padmasana or full-on Padmasana, then you get extra benefit. You are start with Sukhasana, slowly try to get to Padmasana. Why? When you are spending whatever, 5, 10, 15 minutes, why not improve or enhance the benefit? So as you get to either Ardha or full-on Padmasana, it will create balance between feet to head to toe, like we call it, right? It is neuromuscular imbalances if you have will be fixed. It impacts to that level. So, brain and the mind, the body, as we said, just by this particular asana, you are getting that benefit. So people say, oh, a lot of thoughts, a lot of this, meditation is not for me. Okay, but you can at least sit, do nothing, just sit in Padmasana. You will get some benefit. If you do Anulom-Vilom in Padmasana, you will get more benefit. And if you can do meditation in Padmasana, of course, you will. So these are all ideas, not necessarily you have to jump, but step by step. So sit in Sukhasana, which no one should have any difficulty, and then just go. So now we come to the point of Nadi Shodana, that how to do Nadi Shodana, Anulom-Vilom. So what are we talking here? So see, the simple thing is, first, meditative posture we already talked about. Spine is erect, means straight. Close your eyes. We don't do this with eyes open. You have to close your eyes. And the reason is you lose maximum energy through your eyes. Now comes, okay, what I will be doing? I will be closing means blocking or unblocking my nostrils, left and right. So I do need fingers to do that. So I'm using thumb to block my right nostril. I'm using my little finger to block or unblock my left nostril. So that means there are three fingers remaining. These three are the ones that we are saying, okay, initially you may have difficulty, they may go at an angle, whatever. So first find your comfort level, okay? But remember, thumb, middle finger, you are using to block and unblock. How you are blocking? Just by gently pressing. You're not forcefully pressing that it causes discomfort, just gently blocking so that all your breathing takes place from the other nostril. And whenever we switch, you switch instantly. It's not like I block, then I block the other side 1 or 2 seconds and then releasing it. No. If you are spending, whether it's even 1 second with both blocked or both open, that's not part of the process. When you have both block and all, we don't want that kind of thing because then it is a different cycle, what we call inhale, gap, exhale, gap. So gap means I'm holding. So we don't want hold. What we are talking today is without any hold. This is just inhale and exhale. So what you will do with your thumb, block your right nostril, just gently press. And you are starting with exhaling from the left. Normal, your usual steady flow. You don't force exhale, you don't force inhale, just usual, whatever is your usual is. Okay. Once you exhale from the left, I've exhaled completely. No pause, I start inhaling again. The moment my inhale is complete, I will use my little finger to block my left nostril and instantly release the right. Now my right nostril is open and I will start exhaling from the right nostril. And this happened instantly. So I'm exhaling from the right. Now after exhale, instantly I'm again inhaling from right because that is open. Once inhalation is complete, I will block and release the left. Now I'm exhaling from the left, just like when I started. So again, I inhale from the left, block, release the right, and then I keep switching between left and right, left and right. So this way I'm repeating. You can do for 4, 5, 10 minutes at a time, maximum 20 minutes in a day. So if you do, say, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, you can do 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Don't exceed 20 minutes total in a day. You can do all 20 in 15 minutes in the morning and you say, I'm done. Or if you are doing 15 minutes in the morning, don't do another 15 minutes in the evening. That means in one day, imagine just 20 minutes is enough to keep you energized and keep you balanced. So don't overdo it. That's the word of caution here, okay? 20 minutes in a day. So this way, you are just switching between left and right. And then what happens is, because in this case, your sympathetic and parasympathetic, Surya and the Chandra Nadi, they are alternating, right? As you move from right versus left. So this is what happens. This is how you do the balancing. And then you keep repeating maximum 20 minutes a day. And then when you want to end the session, you will end by exhaling from the left nostril. So there are 4 steps: inhale, exhale, left side and right side. It's not like I can start anywhere and I can stop anywhere. We started by blocking the right nostril and exhale from the left. That's how we started, first step. And we will end also with the same step. Right is blocked, left is exhaled. This is my cycle. Don't stop or start the cycle in any other way. Now, the remaining 3 fingers, like we said, try to keep them together first. That is the first attempt. Okay? No gap. There should be no gap. Both direction. This way, no gap. And when I look from the sideways, it should not be like front, back, anything, right? So there are straight line here and a straight line here. Initially, everyone has different bone structure. It may be a tough call. Don't worry. Focus on pranayam, other steps, other do and don'ts. This one you come towards the end. Because initially you are doing this and your fingers may be going at an angle. If you have to keep them pointing upward, it may be a lot of stress, a lot of effort. So first, be comfortable with the whole process, then try to make it that fingers are pointing upward. It's all about energy flow. So get the benefit and then improve it. So what will happen? Your left and right side is balancing out. It will cleanse your body, right? It has a power of cleansing your trauma even from the previous life. So what happens is when you are doing it, your calmness is increasing, patience, your things to grasp, your capability will improve, your decision-making capability will improve. All those benefits will start coming. It will slowly and slowly dilute your past karmas. How? By diluting, cleansing the trauma that is stuck. Trauma could be from this life, could be from past. How trauma gets stuck in our body? Through energy. And what it is doing, it is balancing the energy or purifying the energy or removing the blockages. And that's how you get rid of trauma and other things, guilt, shame, pain, whatever you have stuck, it will remove. Your frequency, your vibration of the body will improve, which will improve your, we all do the electromagnetic wave, we are emitting up to 3 meters on each side. All those things will automatically improve. When your energies are balanced, your pH in the body balances, it improves all the systems, your sugar, your blood pressure, everything. Now you are not in depression or anxiety mode, so you are in oneness, gratitude mode. All those benefit, imagine there is no medicine taken and you get all that. So just remember, exhalation will be longer automatically. Don't feel bad. That's the right thing to happen. No gap between inhale and exhale, because if certain people may have some cardiac or some blood pressure issue, for them holding is not a good thing. Every pranayam has some do and don't. This one is the least having some restriction. That's why we suggest this. And empty stomach is one thing you have to remember. Don't do it right after eating. If you had breakfast, wait 1 hour or a little more. If you had a very light breakfast, just beverage or something like this. But if it was a snack, heavy snack, 2 hours, or if it is a full meal, 4 hours. That's why early in the morning is best, or evening before dinner, right? Not right after snack. So whichever way it works for you. So it's not that any particular time is a must, like meditation, you can pick based on your schedule, but not when you are super hungry, because then the hunger will take you out from this zone. So this is something which will really help you, and it will take you to a state where you can easily uh, get into a meditative state. It will get into a state where you are balanced and hence healthy and happy. So no holding in between. There are like Anulom-Vilom, yes, two ways it can do. Hold in between means inhale, hold, exhale, hold, that kind of thing. But that's not what I'm suggesting here, because again, if you have a blood pressure or some heart condition, holding is not good, should be avoided. But if you are healthy and if you have consulted your doctor, you want to do that, yes, holding will give you extra benefit, extra value, means its power will increase. Okay. So this is something that you do. And yes, Vindhya you don't have to touch your third eye or this. Naturally, if your fingers are touching, it's okay. But if it is, first thing is the direction and this. And then let the body takes over. And if it is comfortable, you are touching or whichever way it is helping, fine. But it's not a must that you have to touch in this, because uh, So, masters, if you have any question, please feel free to unmute yourself, or if you want to share any experience, please feel free to do so. This one, I know the reason we took another repeat today was because some extra clarity that we added in this, especially the chest and the belly breathing. Uh, as I said, if you know a person uh, who cannot do pranayam, who cannot do meditation, but at least the person should check immediately, am I a belly breather or a chest breather? If you're a chest breather, immediately switch. Do nothing, just do that will give you tremendous benefit.